From the bizarre world of the paranormal to the sinister secrets of the U.S. government, the Black Vault has become known worldwide as the premier spot for anything and everything conspiracy. Now, join me, John Greenwald Jr., as we dive into the research together in hopes to decipher these mysteries. This is the Black Vault Radio.
That's right, this is the Black Vault Radio. I'm your host, John Greenwald Jr., and we're continuing our string of fun shows coming right your way with Dr. Roger Leir in just a couple of minutes. Dr. Roger Leir, a man who needs no introduction. We're going to be talking about his research into alien implants, ? I think you might be quite impressed with Dr. Leir's history and his research into this very bizarre phenomena. I have no idea what to make of it. And the great thing about Dr. Leir is he's got all the science to back it up. So he's going to be coming on in just a couple of minutes to talk about that. I saw Dr. Leir up at the International MUFON Symposium just about 2 weeks ago that I had the honor of being the MC for, and wanted to talk about this the last time on the Black Vault Radio, but got stuck a little bit on the viewer mailbag, or I'm sorry, the listener mailbag, I should say. You can't see me, at least not yet, here on BVRN, but we talked a little bit about some of the messages that I got, and I didn't get to tell you one of my fun stories from the Mutual UFO Network International Symposium that, again, I got to MC just a couple of weeks ago. To make a long story short, it was a great time up in San Jose. I was about to say Santa Clara, but that's the Bay Area UFO Expo coming up this September. Check that out online, Bay Area UFO Expo. But anyways, so we were up there in San Jose, and after the conference, I was saying my goodbyes to the audience. And during the conference, I was plugging a silent auction for a lifetime. One of the auction items was a lifetime membership to the Mutual UFO Network. If you're not familiar with the organization, it's the largest UFO research organization in the world. It's got thousands of members from countries all across the globe. And I noticed that a man was bidding on it, Nick Ressler. You may remember him from a past show here on BVRN, on Black Vault Radio. And Nick, who's a young guy, a supporter of MUFON, supporter of the Black Vault, great researcher himself. He's a great person to be around. And he was bidding on it, and I had recalled that he was a lifetime member. I hope I'm not going into too much information about Nick. Hopefully he doesn't mind me doing this, but I want to thank him because he won last year's lifetime membership, and I saw him bidding again, and I went over to him, and I said, Nick, it's amazing that you're supporting this organization so much. I mean, he really believes in it, as do I, as do many people. And, he just told me, he said, John, I'm just supporting my friends. And that's what this organization is about. It's just a group of friends. And I just thought, wow, Nick really is an inspiration to not only myself, but many other MUFON members, because he is showing that support. Well, at the end of the symposium, the international director, James Carrion, who you've also heard here on the Black Vault Radio, went up stage with a beautiful MUFON jacket. And I was kind of saying goodbye to the audience, and James got on the microphone, and he announced the winner of the lifetime membership to the Mutual UFO Network. And Nick Ressler, who was the winner, decided to award that to me in thanks to being the MC. I've now, I guess this is my 5th year of doing it, minus 1 year, the year that MUFON celebrated I think there was the Year of Women in Ufology was the official title. So Tracy Austin Peters, I believe, was the MC. And but I've done it every other year, and Nick, as a thank you on behalf of MUFON, he said, gave me the lifetime membership to the Mutual UFO Network, which comes along with this beautiful jacket, which is definitely part of my collection now. So I wanted to say thank you to Mr. Nick Ressler from the Mutual UFO Network for awarding me that lifetime membership, something I'll cherish for a lifetime. Dr. Roger Leir coming up right here on the Black Vault Radio. Stay tuned. Going to be a fun, maybe scary show. Stay tuned. And welcome back to the Black Vault Radio. I am your host, John Greenwald Jr., and joining me on the phone has been a friend of mine for, Dr. Leir, I think we're going on a decade. We've known each other. Some of you may remember, longtime fans of the Black Vault and Dr. Leir himself, a radio show, Millennium Mysteries, that he and I used to co-host together. That was a fun time in my life. I miss those days. Dr. Roger Leir, welcome to the Black Vault Radio.
Good to be with you, John.
It's fun to be back on the air with you. And for those listeners who are new to Dr. Roger Leir, Dr. Leir, let me ask you, give me a little bit about your background and what is it exactly that you do?
Well, through a set of very strange synchronicities, I wound up removing objects from individuals. I'm a foot surgeon, by the way, podiatrist. Mm-hmm. And have been in practice for 43 years. I think we should mention that. Otherwise, people will say, oh, gee, who's this guy doing that kind of stuff? Anyway, I wound up as a challenge, and again, through synchronicities, removing objects from individuals who allege alien abduction. And then once they're out, we submit them for analysis at some of the world's most eminent laboratories, such as New Mexico Tech, Los Alamos National Labs, University of Toronto, York University, and on and on and on and on. Then we compile the data, and that data belongs to every man, woman, and child that's an inhabitant of this planet. So we try and get it out via radio, television, and books. I've written 7 books. Since I've done this, I've been in 42 countries in 7 years. I've talked to people all over the world. The UFO and abduction phenomena certainly isn't a U.S. phenomena. It's a phenomena involving the entire planet. So that's my brief claim to fame.
Well, it definitely is a great claim to fame. You're very well known around the world for what you do. Let me back you up to maybe the beginning days of Dr. Leir's research into this. I mean, what got you started? What made you think that this abduction phenomena may yield a result of an implant on the inside of the body, or did you just get approached by somebody that said, hey, look at this X-ray, or how did that come about?
Well, I was guilty of the hooey factor, hooey nonsense. I was shown a set of X-rays, which happened to be of a foot, and someone was claiming that the 2 objects in the big toe were alien implants. And when I heard this, I literally turned around and walked away. The section director for Ventura, Santa Barbara, MUFON, was with me, and she begged me to come back and listen to what he had to say. And out of respect for her, I did, and I really didn't want to stand there. And he explained this and that and the other thing, and so I simply said, well, if you think these objects are so unusual, then why don't you have them taken out and see what they are? And to me, they look like leftovers from a foot surgery, because there's a lot of metal, pins, screws, wires, and so on, and maybe this individual had a foot surgery and something was left over that didn't come out that was supposed to. So anyway, I said, when did she have her foot surgery? And he said, well, never. And I said, can you prove it? And with that, he reached into a pilot-like bag and pulled out a large, let's say a couple of handfuls of medical records and shoved them at me and said, if you would like to read these, you're welcome to. And I was a little bit shocked, so I said, well, if you let me take them to my room, I will take a look at them and give them back to you. And so I did, and I didn't see anything about having any foot surgery, and went back the next day, and I said, well, I think you should, again, take them out and see what they are. And he said, well, the patient doesn't have any medical insurance, and she doesn't have any money to pay for the surgery. And I said, well, where does she live? And he said, in Texas. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, you get her to California, and I will do the surgery without charge.
And you're doing this pro bono, and you didn't even believe it at this point.
No.